The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the first chapter of the Holy Gospel according to John.
Glory to you, Lord.
A man named John was sent from God. He came for testimony, to testify to the light, so that all might believe through him. He was not the light, but came to testify to the light. And this is the testimony of John. When the Jews from Jerusalem sent priests and Levites to him to ask him, "Who are you?" he admitted, "I am not the Christ." So they asked him, "Who are you then? Are you Elijah?" And he said, "I am not." "Are you the prophet?" He answered, "No." So they said to him, "Who are you, so we can give an answer to those who sent us? What do you have to say for yourself?" He said, "I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness, 'Make straight the way of the Lord,' as Isaiah the prophet said." Some Pharisees were also sent. They asked him, "Why then do you baptize if you are not the Christ or Elijah or the prophet?" John answered them, "I baptize with water, but there is one among you whom you do not recognize, the one who is coming after me, whose sandal strap I am not worthy to untie." This happened in Bethany across the Jordan, where John was baptizing. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
We don't want to discount St. Nicholas. However, there are really two saints of Advent: the Blessed Mother Mary and John the Baptist. In fact, I came across a wonderful poster. It said, "No Mary or John the Baptist, no Jesus. No Mary and John the Baptist, no Jesus." Now, I hope that wasn't too quick for you, but for those for whom it was too quick, no Mary or John the Baptist, no Jesus. No Mary and John the Baptist is to know Jesus. I didn't have it upside down, so thank you. Some did nod. And I don't mean nod off. So that's our discussion for Advent. Do we know Mary and what she points to? And do we know John the Baptist and to whom he points to? Jesus the Christ. It's an important piece for us to remember because we have a short time between now and December 25th. Still some preparation time. However, years ago, someone sent me a letter and I needed to respond to it in a Dear God letter. It went like this: "This year I would like our family to celebrate the real Christmas season. Dear Lord, please give me some guidance here. I am tired of the secular hoopla and the music. Signed, sincerely, tired of Jingle Bell Rock." Have you heard Jingle Bell Rock just one more time too often? It is easy to get caught up in the frenzy during Advent. with all the shopping and cooking and decorating and maybe even a bunch of traveling, so that when Christmas comes, we're either too stressed out or too tired to really celebrate December 25th. We need to separate the two celebrations. It's okay to celebrate the secular Christmas, and I am like you, getting tired of people who have been told by their employers to keep telling me, their client, happy holidays. And I speak back, Merry Christmas to you. So we need to separate that celebration from Christmas and ask ourselves, okay, we've got the secular thing down pretty good, but what are we doing spiritually for Christmas this year? Clearly, are we going to celebrate with the family in church? December 25th. And then gather and at that point put the little Christ child in the crib, because it is a good tradition to leave the Christ child out of the nativity scene until December 25th. You know who will notice most, and it will make an impact, is the child. I won't ask for a raise of hands. How many of you have already placed the baby Jesus in the crib? Also, are we going to celebrate the Feast of the Holy Family on the Sunday immediately following by coming to Mass to celebrate our own call to holiness as a family? Drag Uncle George with you. Bring all of your adult children with you. Bring your spouse with you. Celebrate. Be ready to celebrate the Feast of the Holy Family, Joseph, Mary, and Jesus. And then celebrate on January 1st. Yes, keep the New Year's celebration secular, separate, but come to celebrate Theotokos, the Mother of God, on January 1st. And then the Epiphany comes. That's one of the most important feasts of the church year. In Europe and in certain countries, it's more important than Christmas. And then the Christmas season doesn't close until the baptism of the Lord, the second Sunday after Christmas. I know you don't want to leave the tree up because it might catch fire. But we start celebrating Christmas on the 25th, and we continue for at least 2.5 weeks. That's how we separate Jingle Bell Rock from celebrating keeping Christ in Christmas. During this Advent season, we have a wonderful letter from Pope Francis, Evangelii Gaudium. It says, "Be joyful, Christians." And certainly we should do that even during the Advent season. And we will be joyful if we especially make a step towards reconciliation with our families and friends and business associates, and certainly with our God in the sacrament of penance. John the Baptist and Mary all point to the Christ. John the Baptist came out of the temple of the desert. He came in testimony to the light. He was both the first apostle of Jesus Christ and the first martyr to Christ. That's how we are to give testimony, to recognize that we are sent as an apostle, and we are also to give witness with our life in sacrifice. We have a responsibility to reflect the presence of Christ that is already here, but to celebrate it as well in history when the Lord comes on December 25th. May he find us when he comes, that we've attended to Mary and John the Baptist, and we will know what it means when we say, no Mary, no John the Baptist, no Jesus. No Mary and John the Baptist is to know Jesus. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.